Welcome back. Now we are going to look at how to generate migrations. So let's see how this is done. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run PHP artisan list so that you can be able to check the commands for generating the migrations. So PHP artisan list. So I'll go straight to the make list, and here we have that command make migration, which will create a new migration file. Then we have another list for migrate. So under this list, all these commands are used for interacting now with that database or the migrations table on the database. For example, we have a command which will drop all tables and run all migration, that is migrate fresh. If you run migrate refresh, it will reset and rerun all migrations. Migrate reset will roll back all database migrations, and then we have migrate rollback, which will roll back the last database migration, and we have another one which is migrate status. So this one will show the status of each migration. So first, let's create that table by running PHP artisan make migration, and then create underscore, and then the name of the migration table you're going to give. And the name of the migration table must always be in plural and in lowercase. So I'm going to call mine as quotes underscore table. Enter. So as you can see, created migration. Let's go to the database directory and then migrations, and we have this file. Now if you look at this table or this file, you will see it has created two columns, and that is every time you create a migration table, these two columns are always created. That is the column for the ID and for the timestamps. And remember, the timestamps will create two nullable columns for created at and updated at. Now you're free to add your own columns. For example, I can add my own. Let me add two columns. This one will be a string as column type, and I'm going to call it quote. I can add another one. This one, the column type will be text, and I'm going to call it description. I can always add another one, that is and this one, the column type will be string, and I'm going to call it title. Now we have those columns. Once you're done, then you can save, and if you save now, you can now run the migration. That is, you run the migrate command. Before you run the migrate command, you can see each migration file contains a timestamp, and a timestamp is not just a number. As you can see in this file, it has some numbers. These are not just numbers. In Laravel, those numbers help it to determine the order of migration, and the timestamps always contain the dates they were created, and then the number, and then followed by the name of that table. So as you can see, this one was created in 2019 August 9th, and then the number. For the users table, it was created in 2014 October 12th, and then the number, and then followed by the name of that table, which is users table. Now let's run the migration or migrate command. So I'm going, make sure you save everything, and then run PHP artisan migrate. So migrating and migrated. Let's see from the database. I'm just going to click on this database, and as you can see, we have this quotes table. Let's browse to see whether it has created the columns. And as you can see, you have ID. Let me go to the structure. So now we have the ID, quote, description, title, and then the timestamps. Now you can also roll back. For example, you want to make some changes. You can also roll back by using this command, php artisan rollback. Remember, once you roll back, it will delete everything from that table. So it's not good practice to use the rollback if you have content on the database that you don't want to delete. So let's see how it works. PHP artisan migrate rollback. So the rollback command will roll back the last database migration, which is the quotes table. That is the last one that we did. And if you go to the database now, refresh, that table will not be available. So you can make the changes that you want and then run the migration again. For example, let me add another column. Instead of adding, I'm going to remove this one, save, and then run the migration again. PHP artisan migrate. Let's see from the database. And as you can see, we have that quotes table back. Browse. Now without that title column. So see you in the next lecture.